Greetings, good day. I am going to make special mention of my own daughter, Veronica, who is a big fan of this particular actor. We are going to talk about Mr. Spock, also known as Leonard Simon Nimoy. As I say, my daughter is a huge fan of his. Leonard was born in Suffolk County, Massachusetts, March 26, 1931. He's best remembered for his role as Mr. Spock in the Star Trek science fiction for TV starting 1966 through 1969. He also did many of the follow-up films that were done. I think there were 8 or 10 films on Star Trek. He was in most of them. He also made guest appearances in Dragnet, Sea Hunt, Bonanza, Wagon Train, Rawhide, The Twilight Zone, The Untouchables, The Outer Limits, Get Smart, Gunsmoke, Mission Impossible. Yeah, Mr. Leonard really made the rounds. My favorite Leonard Nimoy part was when he was narrating In Search Of. That was 1979, 1980 series or so. Where he explored history's mysteries and science mysteries. So that was what I really like him for, more than I did for Star Trek. Let's walk to his memorial stone. I think he was cremated. I couldn't find that definitely stated in any of my research, but his memorial stone is right here. Now, Mr. Leonard draws a lot of fans and visitors to his grave as of today. He died in 2015. So here's the fine gentleman, right here. What interests me also about him was the contribution he made to the Star Trek series, where he's the one who came out with the Vulcan salute, which is like that. Some people can't do that. But he would salute other Vulcans and say, "Live long and prosper." The story behind that is a Jewish story. Mr. Leonard said that when he was a boy, he was with his father and his grandfather in a synagogue. And there were about 5 guys that got up on the central stage, and they covered their heads. They covered their heads with their eyes and with their shawls. And they started this chanting. It was not musical, it was not melodic. It was actually very yelling and very discordant. Something you don't want to listen to. Nothing pleasing about it at all. And as soon as they did that, Leonard's father told him, "Don't look, cover your eyes." So everyone in the audience covered their eyes. Leonard was told to cover his eyes. But Leonard said, problem was I peeked. He said, I was so curious I had to know what was going on. And that's when he saw those 5 guys with both hands out like that. So what is that? Leonard said that's the Hebrew letter Shin. It's an interesting letter in the Hebrew alphabet. It's the first letter of the word Shalom, which means peace. It's the first letter of the word Shaddai, which is a title for God, the Most High, God Most High, El Shaddai. It's the first letter of the word Shekinah, which means the manifest glory of God. So when these guys were doing this, they were yelling and had their hands extended out in the signs of the Shin. They were actually imploring God to come into the congregation and bless the congregation. But the thing is, according to the Bible, no man can see God and live. So if you see the Shekinah, it can mean death. You'll find history of that in the book of Exodus and other places, that no man can see God and live. So Leonard said that many years later, when he was doing the Star Trek series, he said to to Gene Roddenberry and the director, you know what, Vulcans need some kind of a greeting, some kind of a sign between each other. And he came out with that, live long and prosper, but he picked it up from this old Jewish custom of imploring the presence of God and the Shekinah coming into the congregation. That's where he got it from. And it took off like anything. Generations later, people still know what the live long and prosper sign means, but it came from this old Jewish custom. So, Mr. Leonard, thank you for your career in acting. And here he lies, folks. At least his ashes are here.